I keep hearing people talking about it's getting worse and worse for Young Thug, whether he's snitching or dissing Kendrick or whatever the case is. But I don't know what this call is about. We're about to get into it. Leaked calls, leaked text messages, anything leaked could be damning unless something is actually like really wild and admitting something crazy. We can look at it and be like, oh yeah, lock this man up, or like, you know, do something with this person. But if it's like how you felt about somebody else, maybe you upset about something, this and this and that, like that shouldn't be something that exposes to the world. Anybody should be able to have these conversations with somebody that they fuck with or they trust without something getting leaked or like being exposed. Like that's not really your fault if something get exposed. Like let's say somebody in there that knew something that's like, man, fuck Young Thug, bam. Maybe this is a guy on the other line. I don't know, but whenever something like that, like you can't really take that shit personal because people can talk their heart out sometimes and then that shit be a remedy and they feel better after. And people often may do that and be like, damn, I was tripping. I shouldn't even felt like I don't even feel like that no more. I shouldn't even said that. You know what I'm saying?
This conversation, you could already tell the type of person Young Thug is someone that none of us would ever want to befriend.
You cannot tell the type of person somebody is from one conversation, one leaked conversation, especially if it doesn't have a lot of context in a moment of time where they may be upset, if that's the nature of this conversation. Now, I do know it's like when people share their true colors, believe it, stuff like that. People have emotions that fluctuate a lot. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of parse through that.
With the racks, with Kendrick, Gucci grocery bags. Say again?
I hope he do it.
So do I. I mean, well, even if you don't get
he don't take no money, do he?
No. He wouldn't do that. But think about it. He does so few verses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not just doing verses. Like,
right.
That's dope. You don't take money. You just do the verses. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know how often that's done in the industry, but because I don't know of that, I think that's pretty dope.
But the only other person that gets a Kendrick versus King is Baby King, and that's like his cousin or nephew or something.
Right. Getting out the damn verses to this nigga, man. What the hell you doing, crazy? All that fake, I ain't getting no rapper songs. I don't be liking them type nigga like that.
Within 20 seconds of the call, Young Thug is already expressing he don't like how Kendrick Lamar don't do songs with other artists. So here's the backstory, and here's what's going on.
All right, before we get to the backstory, I don't think you should diss Baby King if that's what Young Thug is doing. But I have heard this frustration before about people, whether it's not doing certain songs with people, feeling like they too big for the game, or they ascend and they don't help people out. Not saying that that's Kendrick, but I've heard the sentiment before. So maybe that's something he's talking about. Or even like certain artists is not being okay with getting their music, like their samples cleared. Now, again, you may not want that. You may not want to damage the purity of the song that you might have, or like the essence of it, and change it into something else where you put certain type of content in it that's like drugs, killing, da-da-da. And it's like, yo, I don't want to be a part of that. So no, I'm not going to clear my sample. But I see both sides.
Young Thug is working on business is business. He's working on dropping an album. Now, Young Thug and Kendrick Lamar don't have a direct relationship. They aren't close. They don't have a super close friendship. So Young Thug team got to go through the label. They eventually go through the label through different connects, and they was able to get the song to Kendrick Lamar. They were told Kendrick Lamar is pondering it. He might do it. We'll give you guys his decision shortly. Kendrick Lamar don't send a song back. Time starts to go by. They start to ask the Connect, yo, what's going on? The Connect then tells Young Thug's manager, yo, Kendrick Lamar, I don't know. Like, he was thinking about it, but it looks like Young Thug got too many features on the album already. He's not really feeling it. Now, code word for it, he got too many features on the album.
Is it Drake on there? You should have hit that one, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. I don't know why you let him know that.
Album is he got Drake on his album. Now, Kendrick Lamar's never said that. They never said it's because of Drake. But
of course,
when you look at the feature list, Drake is on there, and that could possibly be the only dude where Kendrick Lamar sees and says, I ain't really trying to be on the album with Drake right now, man. We got some business to handle. And obviously we know the battle took place shortly there afterwards. Now, most people, somebody tell you, man, I can't really do the album right now, the feature list, maybe we can work in the future. Most people say, cool, bro, maybe we can work in the future. No hard feelings. I got you. I understand. But not Young Thug. Young Thug goes on his entire tangent of how Kendrick Lamar ain't ish and he won't be ish until he...
No, that he going too hard if he's saying that stuff. But again, you're catching this man in a leaked conversation in a moment where maybe you're talking to his homie, his cousin, his brother, his whatever, somebody on his team. Like people should be allowed to vent, even if they saying some nut shit for the moment. Yeah, we can check the, hey, bro, you tripping? He's that guy. People should be allowed that opportunity to vent. Like, God damn, like you're probably wrong for venting like this and saying he's not that guy. If that's what's being said, I'm sure it is, but. If that's what's being said, yeah, you're wrong for saying that. But you can say it, whatever. You upset that it didn't get clear. Who cares?
He even slanders Kendrick Lamar during this call as well.
Why?
You nigga too big. I don't want to do no feature. Why? Why you don't want to do no feature? Why wouldn't you want to do a feature for a superstar?
Why is this coming out of one hit? Is that how jail calls work? Like one is one. I don't know. Is the audio we got just bugged?
Like you ain't like goddamn the street call you for a song, you know?
Superstar where? Listen, man, I know rappers live in grand delusion. I know that prison could ruin or discombobulate your perspective, but this right here was foreshadowment that Young Thug was out of his mind and there would be problems later on. If you're running around this delusional, if you're Young Thug and you're calling yourself a superstar, then obviously you know that you are not well, that you're very sick, and you will run into some issues because you just are not aware of what's going on, which is probably why on that phone conversation with 21 Savage, right, they're talking about how Young Thug has the power to ruin, to make or break Gunna's career. How when Young Thug come home, if Young Thug calls Gunna a snitch, his career is over with.
I mean, we heard that, but then we saw differently with like other people that come out. Like we see people just don't care about that narrative so much. Like a lot of people that consume music, rap music in particular, like they don't care about like the super street shit. Like they're not following the street codes. They're not about to just not listen to somebody. Now I think the difference with somebody like 6ix9ine, why it didn't work for him is because his music just wasn't good. Like I think the music isn't good. It's not going to surpass all the drama and BS. You know what I mean? But with Gunna, the music is good. So people like, fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that is what it is.
Found out that was also delusion because he called Gunna a snitch and Gunna still had the #1 rap and R&B album in the world. And when Young Thug dropped, he won't do Gunna numbers. But back to this Kendrick Lamar situation, okay? Young Thug considers himself a superstar, which obviously is delusion, right? Drake is a superstar. Kendrick is a superstar. Like, those are the superstars. Superstars means you could do an arena. Superstars means, bro, you could drop a merch line and do 50 million in sales like this. That's what a superstar is, bro, not Young Thug.
Like, you really got Lil Durk calling you for a song, Lil Baby, Thug, real superstar calling you for a song. Why wouldn't you do the song? We lit, nigga. We going #1 too. Fuck you thinking? You know, it's just like, I don't be understanding that type of shit.
I mean, he don't need y'all to go #1, respectfully, but I can see what you're saying. Like, it could be a big song. I think the frustration Young Thug is having is he wants to work with somebody as big of a name as Kendrick. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's dope, right? You wanna get a song with Kendrick and you wanna be like, yo, just like some people want a song with Drake, some people want a song with Wayne, some people want a song with Jay-Z, some people want a song with Eminem. Like, the list goes on and on, like, especially like depending on how old you are, like what your pinnacle or your icon was for that generation for you growing up, right? Who you looked up to, who's your role model. And it's like, you might want these songs with some of these greats. And because these greats can make classics, right? So a bit of it is Young Thug being probably in the wrong or being like, of like how he's dealing with it, right? Like, man, fuck, why he don't want to do no music? But I think that's the issue. It's like, why he don't want to do no music with me, right? Is I'm too street, or I'm not like pushing a certain agenda that you put, like the positivity, like you're not trying to help us, you know, ascend and get to that next level. I think that's probably where most of his emotions is coming out, and it's probably coming out wrong. But again, when we're frustrated, we do things that's irrational. We do things that's, you know what I mean? We're not and again, this is a private conversation. It's supposed to be a private conversation. He's not saying this on Instagram. He's not saying this on his live or no shit like that. Like, he's saying this, probably shouldn't be doing it over this call, right? Because it get recorded, shit like that. But I don't think his intentions was that. So
Supposed to be a nigga who bless a nigga. That's why them niggas will never be bigger than Drake ever in life.
see, I feel like that's frustration, but I can get that too. Like, I can see it just just taking a step back and looking at that and being like, people who reach, you ain't got to talk about rap. You can talk about whatever. People who come back to the community and bring people up. People see people doing it and give them a chance. Like, those people are revered, right? Those people are looked at and like, man, that man got me that opportunity. Not saying Kendrick hasn't done that. Not saying he wouldn't do that. I'm not saying any of that. Again, like I said, you don't even have to stay in rap with this. You can take this to anybody. And those people are looked at as like, damn, you didn't have to do that. Like, you could have climbed the ladder and pulled the ladder up and said, hey, figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? But people who put the ladder back down there and be like, hey, come on. You know, people who go through the door, open the door back up. Like, hey, come on, walk in. You know what I mean? And I get that your content may not be this, and this. You know, you may be talking about the streets. You may be talking about like the stuff you've seen. You might be in some, you know, but hey, I'll make a space for you, or I'll do this and that. Like, that is good shit. Like, that's dope shit to see. Especially if you want to get like real personal, like in the Black community. Like, we need some of our people, like, you know, reaching back, helping out, man. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably Young Thug. That's what he's saying. It's just coming out again. It's poorly coming out.
Nigga, they'll be bigger than Buddy. Buddy gonna do it right. Buddy fuck with everybody. You know how many niggas like Drake can't? How many niggas can take care of their family because of Buddy? Just like straight fucking with you. Kendrick, goddamn, put a nigga on. Y'all niggas, you're a superstar. You don't ran up you a few hundred him, but you ain't put nobody on though. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even put Keem on. Cause the shit you and him doing, this shit ain't really doing that.
again, I'm not about to speak on who put who on. Like, it doesn't really matter. I mean, because I can say personally, for me, the how I got introduced to Kendrick Lamar myself was through Drake. Right? It was that Buried Alive on Take Care. Now, it might have been people who knew of him before that or this. Oh, no. But I'm just saying, for me and a lot of people, we were exposed to Kendrick Lamar through stuff like that. And it was dope. And I don't care. Like, I just think it's a dope thing to do to help other people out, especially if they're good artists, right? You ain't got to help everybody. You ain't got to go out the way to help whatever. And I think Kendrick probably takes more of an approach of like, yo, I'm going over quality over quantity. Now, that really doesn't have anything to do when you're reaching back and helping somebody else. Now, you don't got to work with all the people Young Thug name, but you could probably work with certain people to be like, yo, I want to do something with this. But Kendrick probably just don't want to do that. And as Kendrick, you also have the ability to be like, no, I don't want to do that. You got the ability to say, it would be a number one hit probably, but I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need that. I don't want that. I got everything I wanted out of the game. Like, I'm just having fun. I'm rapping with Baby King. I don't know if this cousin, nephew, I don't know who it was. But I'm rapping with people like that. I'm rapping with people I want to fuck with. I want to do this and this. Fuck all that industry shit that other people got going on. I'm doing it this way. Can't be mad.
When you're
But you say that when you're thinking more rationally, right? You thinking that when you take a step back and you go to sleep. You know what I mean? You wake up and you're like, I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may not think that in the moment.
Put somebody on. It's okay to run you a few hundred M's up, but who you help though? He ain't really help nobody.
Yeah, and another way you can look at what Young Thug is saying is kind of like, all right, bro, you tripping, because Young Thug, you also don't need Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, you saying you're a superstar, you saying all this and that, and you do. You have a huge crowd and community that fuck with you. Kendrick getting on a song wouldn't be putting you on. I mean, it probably boosts your career and help you out. You're already kind of that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you're that guy.
It's the thing. You did all that shit for nothing. Nigga ain't help nobody. Nigga ain't really gaining no fans off of you. King ain't big. King love hell. They can't sell no fucking ticket. Watch out. Like, man, watch out. I truly believe you do a song with me, Wham, Dirt, Moneybag.
Why is Keem catching strays? Even if it's true, why is Keem, which I don't know if it's true. I do like some Baby Keem songs, but music is subjective, right? You like what you want to like. Maybe Young Thug don't like Baby Keem, and that's his right. I don't think he needs the shots. Like, these shots don't need to be, it don't need to be like that, bro.
Savage. I truly believe we'll have your ass dope, trending, like, cause it's gonna be like people in the real world fucking with you.
I mean, Kendrick could drop a song right now by himself and be trending. Maybe to a certain community, I can see that. To a certain community of people, you could get him exposed to them. But I think his rebuttal to that would be, I don't need them. I'm already the biggest.
The rap world, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real players and cool bitches, lit bitches and players and shit like that fucking with you. Them type of people ain't fucking with you. You gonna get like the real streets and the real people fucking with you. You gonna get the East Coast fucking. East Coast ain't fucking with you, bro. You really trying to keep all the blessings to yourself. You really trying to keep everything to yourself. You really sit in the studio and work on the album and don't put nobody on the album. Like, God damn, bro, you ain't gonna fuck with nobody. You ain't gonna bless nobody. Bullshit that King.
Again, I see both perspectives, bro. Like, I see somebody being like, yo, like, help out. Like, you're not especially when you're down, but it's not on you to want that. Like, the other person, it gotta be on them to help out. Though I don't agree with the route he's taking, I understand what probably like the premise of the argument. But all the other shit he's saucing up there, the disses to Baby King, the disses to Kendrick, I'm not really with all of that.
Like, but it's like, what the hell is you doing? You supposed to be fucking with me, Wham, Dirt. Sam, you supposed to be fucking with us. You supposed to be calling us like, hey, man, I want y'all young niggas on my album. I'm on some player shit this time around. I'm on some player shit. Like, come on, man.
He don't got to be on that. He don't got to be on that. And he'll do just fine. And if he doesn't, some miracle he doesn't, hey, that could be your MO to be like, see, I told you. There you go. But I don't think he needs to do that. I think he'll be fine.
Like, damn. I don't know, though. You nigga be crazy.
Right.
Hopefully he do something, though. If you don't, I ain't really giving no damn.
This will be good.
Yeah, over good. Continue being rap, man. You know what I'm saying? Continue being rap, man. Stay supportive.
Yeah.
Put my album cover or something, man. Stay supportive, man. All that. I ain't posting no pictures, CG or shit, man. Watch out. Nigga don't care about all that shit, man. Nobody don't give no fuck about none of that. I guarantee you, your first post you post, that motherfucker gonna do 1 million or 2 million likes. You can get in that 16 years. You not gonna get on here and get no million, 100 million likes on your post. You're not Kim Kardashian, man. So whatever you call yourself doing with your internet, and if you just want to prove like, oh, I won't be on the internet, what is that proving? What they do? What you do?
I mean, it don't have to prove anything to you, though. It could just be his own piece. Like, you know who another person did that? Eminem do the same shit, bro. That motherfucker post the album, and you won't hear shit about Eminem.
Instagram is meant for pictures, man. Post your picture, bro. Or just delete your Instagram.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's the rarity, though. But, man, have fun with that.
the reality is he should also be able to have these conversations with people and feel like they should remain private. Like, come on, man, what is we doing? And just because we have access to that private communication, now we can just scrutinize the fuck out of it. And now we can say, oh, this is the type of person he is because we can see behind, like, bro, whatever, man.
Bro, Young Thug is a Hall of Fame hate. I ain't never seen another man hate on another man for not posting Instagram pictures, man.
I feel like there's like we're judging this as if he went to the world and said this shit, but he didn't, which means there's a part of him that one knows that it's not cool, maybe even not true, right? And it's just you talking shit, gassing yourself up, and you and your buddy talking. Like, that's a different kind of conversation versus like, and it's not a private conversation where you're like incriminating somebody or like saying some wild shit that you admitting to doing, and it's like, oh, hey, no, we can judge a motherfucker about that shit. Like, this is just him being like in his feelings about some shit. Like, so what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck? I'm not about to sit here and be like, he the ultimate hater because of this. It wasn't some hating shit, yeah, but a lot of these secret conversations that motherfuckers be having sometimes have hater shit in it, bro. And you know what? And sometimes you realize that, and you're like, yo, because we're not perfect. It's like, yo, I was hating. Like, I ain't even tripping. I'm glad that conversation didn't get out. I'm glad I didn't get to that part. I'm glad I didn't, when I was upset, call that motherfucker and tell him how I felt. Like, because I ain't even tripping. I was wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be allowed to have that growth period and shit like that. Like, it wasn't Young Thug's decision for this video to get out. Why are we judging it like he went on Instagram and posted this shit? I just feel like it wasn't the worst shit said. Definitely hater shit. Definitely shouldn't have been said. Definitely seemed like it was a moment of just like privacy that got leaked, and that's never good. Show me one conversation where it's like a private conversation that gets leaked. Show me something in there that won't be vulnerable to somebody. Like, you do that, and then I'll start being like, okay, yeah, maybe some of this shit needs to be tightened up. But you probably won't ever find that. If it's a conversation that's held in private, it's held in private for a reason. If it doesn't go public, it's a reason it's not going public. Hey, these are my takes, man. Like I said, I'm gonna pump out more and more of these videos. I appreciate y'all for staying tuned. If you made it this far in this video, just hit that like and subscribe button. Support the channel. Hey, be to Kendrick what Kendrick couldn't be to Young Thug. Support the channel. Help me out. I appreciate it. Peace.